1 2 1 2 check. You're listening to AskDproS, a podcast that inspires individuals to change the way they think in order to pursue their passion and make a meaningful career. My name is Kesiena Aaron-Efe, a project planner, and I will be sitting with professionals and entrepreneurs to discuss their processes, the lessons learned, and how to make an impact. Hello guys, welcome to AskDproS podcast, and this is my very first episode. And on this episode, I will be telling you guys what AskDproS it's all about and how I got interested in doing this podcast. To start with, AskDproS, to simplify it, is me interviewing series of professionals or entrepreneurs. Having said that, it's not only going to be professionals or entrepreneurs. I could also interview students. I could interview people that are good in certain jobs, and the whole essence of this is just to simplify career path for my listeners and for whoever wants to get into certain careers. Hopefully, we will be able to touch those areas. It's just basically listening to an interview. It could be it could be a lawyer, a doctor, a physician. It could be anybody in the professional fields or even entrepreneurs. So they will just tell you how they got into what they started doing and the challenges they had along the way, how they mitigated such circumstances, and it's just basically simplifying things for my listeners, and hopefully, the show is going to benefit everybody that is listening to it, and people are going to take one or two things out of it. Now to tell you guys about how I got this idea and why I'm doing this podcast. I'm a project planner and I work in the construction industry, and I have never always been a project planner, and I started from somewhere, and I'm trying to paint here is that telling my listeners that you can start from little and gradually you can grow in your career path. For instance, where I really started from was taking a whole of health and safety courses, and I started working on site and did a few jobs in London, and got into the construction industry. Prior to that, I had a degree in project management, so I could say that kind of like helped me along the way. After working in London for a number of years, I decided to move closer home, and I got a job somewhere close to Stoke on the M6. It's also a construction job, and I was on this job. I was like basically just working on site and doing a whole load of health and safety stuff. Apart from doing all the health and safety stuff and working with the cranes and the diggers and trying to do a whole lot of lifting on site, I was also on the tools. When I say on the tools, it's a fancy word for basically just laboring. It was just laboring, but I didn't really see it that way because I knew where I was going. I knew I had a future in whatever I was doing. But I worked in different sections of the job, so I was there for 2 years, and I had experience on site. So, and I saw that I really, really like what I was doing, and I wanted to progress in my career path. Haven't been in the construction industry for quite some time, and I began to speak to people in the office and telling them that I'm interested in working in the project planning department. And they were like, "Oh, have you done this before?" I said, "No, I've not done it before, but haven't worked on site because I've been here for 2 years now. I believe I have something to bring to the table. To cut the long story short, I gave my CV to a manager, and from there, really, the whole story was history. And I was given the job as a project planner, and from there, and my career has been going, moving, and I'm really grateful. I'm really happy. I'm really, grateful to God that got that opportunity, to just further my career. That is just a summary of how I got into construction, and how got interested in doing this podcast. And on subsequent episodes, I would go in depth. I would tell you guys the whole processes, and how easy it is to go from A to B, with hard work. It's not really just saying you want to change your career, or you want to move, you want a better life. You also have to put some work to it. You also have to pull the strings. At AskDproS, we believe that everybody's journey is legendary, and we all have a story to tell. We all have our own unique story to tell. And by listening to everybody's story on how they made it from A to B, I believe that people will be able to learn certain things from people's journey. And as I said, everybody's journey is specific, and I know there's a great lesson to be learned from everybody's story. So guys, hopefully we'll be able to learn one or two things. I'm so excited. I'm very happy to welcome everyone to AskDproS, and I know definitely you'll be hearing from me on the next episode. It's your boy Kess signing off. Take care. Bye.